The icy wind cut through the quiet suburban street, the last leaves of autumn twirling like whispers of stories untold. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reed was used to facing chaos. He had done 3 tours overseas, survived ambushes, explosions, and sleepless nights. But nothing prepared him for the trembling voice that stopped him in his tracks one bitter December evening. "Sir, I don't have a mama. Can I stay just one day?" He turned slowly, expecting a neighbor's prank or a lost child from the local school. Instead, standing on his porch in tattered clothes, with cheeks red from the cold and shoes barely holding together, was a little girl no older than 6. Her hands clutched a worn stuffed rabbit. Her eyes, large, brown, and wet with tears, broke something inside him he didn't even know was still capable of breaking. His voice caught in his throat. This girl was a stranger. But there was something about the way she looked at him, like he was her last hope. For a moment, time stood still. I don't know where to go. Mama, she went away and never came back, the girl whispered, trembling. Daniel knelt slowly, looking into her eyes, still stunned. What's your name, sweetheart? Ellie. Daniel had been raising his 5-year-old son, Noah, alone since his wife died during childbirth. The pain never fully left, it just learned to stay quiet most days. His world had become structured, safe, and predictable. Wake up, pack lunch, drop Noah off, work at the base, come home, cook, bedtime stories. There was no room for surprises. But Ellie shattered all of that. He called Child Protective Services that night, did everything by the book. But they were overwhelmed, as usual. The agent on call promised to send someone in the morning. Until then, they asked if Daniel, decorated soldier, single father, could just watch her overnight. Ellie slept in Noah's bed, curled up beside him like they had known each other for years. Daniel watched from the doorway, heart tight with emotions he couldn't name. Something about Ellie's presence made the house feel fuller. Like a missing puzzle piece had fallen into place. The next morning came, and Daniel waited for the agent to show. They didn't. By noon, he called again. Still no one. Days passed. Every time he told Ellie someone would come, she would nod, but her eyes filled with dread. "Do I have to go, Mr. Daniel?" she asked softly one night. "I'll be good. I promise. I can help wash dishes and fold clothes like Mama taught me." Daniel didn't know what to say. He'd kept his heart guarded for so long, terrified to feel again. But this girl, she was beginning to feel like family. As weeks turned into a month, Daniel started to learn more about Ellie. Her mother had struggled with addiction. They'd lived out of motels, sometimes even cars. When her mom disappeared one night, Ellie waited in a cold stairwell until someone called the police. She had been bounced from shelter to shelter before she ran away. Daniel couldn't understand why the system had failed her so badly. He was a soldier, he had fought for this country, yet here was a child abandoned and forgotten in his own backyard. The injustice of it all kept him awake at night. He reached out to lawyers, started paperwork for temporary custody. His commanding officer warned him it could get messy. He could be denied. People would question why a single man wanted custody of a little girl not related to him. But Daniel didn't care. "She's already family," he told the judge at the first hearing. "My son and I, we love her. That's all that should matter." The judge, a stern woman with kind eyes, studied Ellie sitting beside Daniel in a little yellow dress. The girl wouldn't let go of his hand. It wasn't easy. There were background checks, interviews, home inspections. The process took months. There were days Daniel wanted to give up, when the system seemed determined to separate them. But every night, Ellie would tiptoe into his room, wrap her arms around his neck, and whisper, "Thank you for letting me stay one more day." That one more day became a promise. Then a mission. Then a new chapter. One crisp spring morning, the papers finally came. Daniel was now Ellie's legal guardian. He hugged her tightly, tears streaming down his face. Noah cheered beside them, holding a handmade sign that read, "Welcome to our forever family." "I told you," Ellie said, beaming. "I told you if I stayed one more day, everything would be okay." Now, years later, their story became something of a legend in the neighborhood. A soldier with a broken heart, a boy without a mother, and a little girl without a home had built something no war, no tragedy, and no system could tear apart, a family born not by blood, but by love and choice. And Daniel. He never saw that moment on the porch as an accident again. He believed it was fate, or maybe a divine hand, sending a child to mend a soldier's broken heart. Sometimes, all it takes is one day to change a life. And one brave little girl to ask for it.